Evening, everyone. It's 5:30, and this is your closing comment for Thursday, September the 2nd, and it is video number 923. And I'd really appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you'll get notifications. So if we put out any more during the day, you'll be aware. Okay, so the economic numbers were simple. I'd mentioned them this morning, but I'll give them to you quickly. Thursday's claims day. Excuse me, initial claims for unemployment, 340,000, down 13,000. Post-pandemic low, but normal is 200 to 250,000. So still not quite there yet, 50% over normal. Continuing claims also a little lower, also post-pandemic low, 2,748,000. Productivity down to 2.1 from 2.3 as a real number and down from 2.4 as an estimate. Unit labor costs up 1.3%. Trade balance slightly lower, but still 70.1 billion. So those are pretty big numbers. We had earnings today, and one of them that I mentioned this morning was FIVE, Five Below. It had closed yesterday 216.05, up 324, and when we looked at it this morning, it was 197.90, down 18. Well, that continued all day, and we actually closed 187.80, down 28 and a quarter, or about 13%. Hormel was a slight beat, but the stock was lower, 43.57, down 210, or 4.6%. After the close, we had PagerDuty beat top and bottom. Had closed 44.30, up a half a buck, traded as high as 50. Last is 49.30, up 5.53, or 13.5%. MongoDB, which is a software company, beat top and bottom line. It had already closed up 822 at 401 and change, traded as high as 457. Last 450, up 57.47, or 14.6%. DocuSign beat top and bottom. It had closed 294.5, down 265, fell a little bit further, 291.50, down 572, or 1.9%. And Broadcom beat top and bottom line, had closed 491.90, down $1.26. Really didn't move much. Actually, it did move much. It traded as low as 483 and as high as 495, but the last is 491.24, and that's only about 60 cents lower than where it actually closed. So a lot of action, but no great change in the aftermarkets. Okay, so the Dow was up 131 and change. Internals 1.9 to 1 up, pretty healthy. NASDAQ new high up 21.80, 1.7 to 1 up there. S&P new high up 12.86. The Russell up 16.96. It was higher, up about 0.75% at the close. And the big winner today was the Dow Jones Transports, up 158.90, or little over 1%, 1.08%. The screen on the chart is the oil, and we discussed this last night and this morning. We hit the low of this consolidation, which also coincided with the 20-day moving average and closed near the high. although down on the day or up on the day. Really not much of a change yesterday, but this morning we were a little bit lower overnight, and then after the market opened and we saw the economic news, it took off and ran as high as 70.61 and closed 69.99. That is the highest close since the break to the downside back in early August, when it closed at 70.57 on its way down initially to 65.01, then to 65.25, and then that break that we caught on the downside and the reversal. So let's just take a quick look at the weekly and see where it has to close tomorrow. Okay, look at the weekly. Shows that this is already on a weekly basis the highest close since we broke to the downside here off the high at 74. So looking pretty healthy, clearly in a nice little flag, nice channel, parallel channel, and we'll see how that works out. Next thing is the gold, also trading in the range, down 4.5 today. Not overwhelming, but again, on the weekly, it's been a very quiet week, very short week. Next week, don't forget, is only a 4-day week. We have Monday off. But we really don't have any closes any higher than, let's see, this one is 18.17. Last week's is 18.19.5. So if we closed 18.20 or higher, that would be a new closing high since we broke down from well over 1900. So, if they can move this, today's high was 1826. If we can get anywhere near that tomorrow again and close there, that would be a pretty strong break to the upside. Bitcoin was up 1,055. It finally caught up a little bit to Ethereum, but as you'll see, let's take a quick look. Bitcoin up 1055. Let's take a look at the chart and look at it on a daily basis. Okay, on a daily basis, it closed up 2.18%. Now, Ethereum has been trading 3, 4, 5 times more to the upside on a percentage basis. Let's take a look and see what Ethereum did. So up 2.2, we'll call it, in Bitcoin. And Ethereum up just 1.62. Not really a big deal when you look at yesterday, and you see yesterday it was substantially higher. It was up 305, and Bitcoin was basically unchanged. So Ethereum has clearly caught up and surpassed Bitcoin as where people want to be invested. And the fact of the matter is, as I've been saying for months, Ethereum has much more of a commercial use. It is what the non-fungible tokens are built on. And I think it's going to continue to outperform. We had I've been watching the spread between GBTC, which is the Bitcoin Trust, and ETHE, which is the Ethereum Trust, and that spread was as wide as about $11.50 not too long ago. Today, GBTC was up 81 cents or 2.12, and Ethereum was up 50 cents or 1.40, but that spread is 39.05 to 36.30. So we're now talking about a $2.85 spread, down from 11.5. In any event, that's where we are. As I said, tomorrow may start to be a quiet day after the big number, which is the monthly payroll numbers that come out at 8:30 in the morning. So even though it's backward looking, it's still the most important of the jobs numbers. So we'll see how that goes. One other mention, SPCE Virgin Galactic. They've grounded the vehicle that they used to take Mr. Branson and friends to the edge of space because of some sort of a mishap, and it's being investigated, and they won't be taking any more flights until it's cleared. The dollar was down 22 ticks today, 92.22, down 22, and bonds were up roughly 1/8. All right, folks, I'll be back first thing in the morning with those monthly jobs numbers. Have a good evening.